Amables amigos, welcome back to another episode of the Club Lucha podcast. It has been a while, and we've been away for a bit, but we're back now. It's me, your host Foos, and your co-host Floke. How you doing, Floke?
I'm doing all right. It's been a busy month.
It's been an incredibly busy month for all three of us, actually. And if you notice, our third usual host, our third regular, Soups, is not in with us today. Soups, if you're listening to this, we miss you. We appreciate you. We know you're busy, but we'll be on for the next one. He's coming back. We have not exiled him. We have not excommunicated him or
Yeah,
anything.
not yet.
He's just busy, like we
Yeah,
all have been. And I guess that's kind of the first thing we wanted to talk about is just we haven't put out an episode in like a month and some change, and it's not because there's a lack of things happening. In fact, we are consistently saying we should put out an episode. We should put out an episode, but the
yeah,
the problem is this has been one of the busiest, I guess, periods of time. I want to say month, but it's been a little bit more than a month. Um,
yeah,
we've just been absurdly busy in like real life, you know? And that always kind of takes precedence over fun things like this. As much as we love doing this podcast, as much as we love watching Lucha Libre, and we have been watching, we've been talking about it, and we've been planning out this episode, but we've just not had the time to record until now. That being said, we are back to a more regular schedule now. We'll probably get an episode next week. There's a lot happening, and we want Soups back on. All three of us will talk about everything that's been going on. On today's episode, now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're actually going to be talking about a lot of things. We don't want to
a
overwhelm
lot.
you. It's
Mhm.
like a ton of events that we have not been able to talk about on here. And for the sake of time, we're not going to talk about every single match from every single event, so you don't have to worry about skipping through anything that may not interest you. Because guess what? Everything on here is going to interest you today. That being said, a ton of stuff from CMLL in the past month. Some stuff from Triple which
Huh.
you know, and
Yeah,
from around the world as well. We have some notable moments, news, and just opinions that we'd like to share on Lucha Libre and what's been going on in the month of April, and I guess the very last few days of March as well. On top of that, we will be doing a Lucha flashback. We're going to bring that today, and we're going to be talking about a match between two teams, Emilio Charles Jr. and Rey Bucanero, against Hector Garza and Mr. Niebla in La Gran Alternativa final from 1996. That's actually going to be the first thing we talk about. And how about we just
yes.
jump right into that now? Floke actually suggested this match, and Floke, why do you want to talk about this one? What's special? What brings this one to another level for you?
Well, what brought this match to another level for me? Just scrolling through social media, like just usual sometimes, and I saw this tweet about what are some like wrestlers that are like underrated. They have like a lot of matches that aren't appreciated, like they're hidden gems basically that don't get talked enough about on like these platforms, stuff like that. And I was like, man, Emilio Chavez Jr. Like he was generally such a great rudo, and he was just like such a fantastic wrestler. And I feel like people don't bring him up enough whenever we talk about the greats of lucha. He's rarely ever brought up with like most like people and like that have like a sort of surface level knowledge of lucha on like the platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Absolutely, absolutely. El Rey del Beautiful, as they called him, right? Emilio
Hmm.
Charles Jr. He had a really good look.
He did.
He looked like an old style, like tough guy, but with long hair. One thing that I mentioned yesterday when you brought him up in the chat was, and this is just completely off the wall, but it just triggered my memory. In one
Hmm.
of the Octagon movies,
Hmm.
I've not seen the whole film. I'm trying to get a copy or trying to find a copy online to watch. But I've seen a scene where Octagon fights all these ninjas, and
Hmm.
like it's like he's like meditating or something, and like all these ninjas just start to attack him, and he beats them all up using various punches and arm drags, like he does in real
Yeah.
life, I guess. And then The last ninja comes out and he's like really big, and Octagon tries to like punch him, but it doesn't work. And then like he takes off the ninja's mask, and it's literally Emilio Charles Jr. He's like the big boss.
Yeah.
Octagon beats him, but it was just cool to see him there. Anyway, so looking at this match, Emilio Charles Jr. and Rey Bucanero, Hector Garza, and Mr. Niebla. This is the final for La Gran Alternativa. This was the second Gran Alternativa of 1996. The first one of the year, it was won by the team of Bestia Salvaje and Chicago Express. Look, are you super familiar with Chicago Express?
Nope.
I also am not. I did do a little digging on him, just to, I guess, kind of get a surface level idea of the things that he's done. And we mentioned him before in that episode about La Gran Alternativa.
Yeah.
But I was looking through like his cage match, and he worked with CMLL through, I guess, the mid to late 90s. I saw he worked for BJW, I think that's Big Japan Wrestling, in 97.
Oh wow.
And then I couldn't find anything on Cage Match about him past the year 2000. Um,
Hmm.
I tried to look on the Lucha database. I think I think Cubs fan maintains that. Lucha
Yeah,
Blog
I think
maintains
so.
that.
Yeah, I think so.
Sometimes I'll go on there to look. I guess just to like, because he keeps a pretty good record of a lot of matches that. Well, I mean, I guess a pretty good record of matches that people wrestle, like various luchadores actually work. But
Yeah.
I couldn't find Chicago Express in like because there's like you can search by the wrestler, and I couldn't find Chicago Express. So maybe that's just
Like
yeah, it might be a failing on
at
my
all.
part. Maybe I'm not using it right, but
I didn't know you could do that with the
yeah,
Lucha database.
you can go in there. I think you can search by like years. You can search by the wrestler. You can search by events. Um,
Cool.
Sometimes it works a little bit better than other times. I
Mhm.
don't. It just might be the type of database it is, but it's pretty solid, I think. Um, but I did see an interview with him on YouTube from like 2 years ago
Oh.
with Chicago Express. I didn't watch it,
Mhm.
but
Oh. I
just
actually on that note, like in interviews, I did see that I think Roy Lucier he put up a tweet about Chicago Express wearing like a random indie date in Chicago, like in around Chicago on like the 21st of April.
of this year.
Yeah, yeah,
That is crazy. I
yeah,
did
like
not know
just
that.
yeah,
Wow. Well,
like he just popped up on a show with like El Hijo del Pirata Morgan, and there was some other names on there.
that's crazy. Actually, I just thought he retired or something. I just thought he kind of stopped working after 2000 because I didn't see anything else on him.
I
Um,
guess he's who knows.
yeah, I guess if we ever need to do more research on him, I guess we could try and reach out to him and be like, "Hey, man,
Yeah, man.
where you been
Like
for the past 24 years?"
this is
But he did win La Gran Alternativa, the first tournament of that year. I think it was in June.
Mhm.
And then here is our second tournament. And in this tournament, our two finalists, we've already said them, Emilio Charles Jr. and Rey Bucanero. They had to get through two teams before making it to the final. First team that they faced off against was Lismark Jr. and Jaguar.
Mm.
So Lismark Jr. and Jaguar. I don't know where Jaguar is. I looked at him, looked at his page.
Did he go missing too?
I don't know. He may have changed.
His name.
Yeah, he may have changed name and mask. Maybe he's somebody else now. We just don't know. But
Mm.
I didn't really look too far into it because I was like, well, he got knocked out in the first round. So what am I doing?
Yeah.
And then second team they beat Satanico and Carlos Lagarde Jr.
Mm. Interesting.
Yeah, and then they made it to the final on that. On the other side, Hector Garza, as we know, he had already won La Gran. He won the first one, right?
Yeah, he won. Yeah, he won the first one.
So he's back in this one. He's teaming with Mr. Niebla. First team they face off against. I'll give you one half of the team. Guess who the other guy was on this team? First guy was Atlantis.
Ooh, Was Atlantis a younger guy? Hold on. What year did you say this was?
This was 96.
90s. Okay, 96. Ooh, that's trying to think of young guys that could have been in that. Is it gonna be like someone that I would like never think of?
It's gonna be somebody who is almost like when I say it, you're gonna be like, "Of course he did." Like, of course he did. You know,
Uh-huh.
it was Atlántico.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes. I
Yeah,
mean, they're brothers, so yeah, that makes sense.
Atlantis and
Okay,
his brother. Yeah, basically. And I
okay,
think actually Atlantis and Atlántico lost to Chicago Express and Bestia Salvaje earlier in the year in the finals for that Gran
that's
Alternativa.
crazy.
So Garza and Mr. Niebla beat Atlantis and Atlántico. Then they face off against Dos Caras and Máscara Mágica. And this Máscara Mágica, if you look him up, this is not the Eddie Guerrero Máscara Mágica because
Yes,
he already left the Triplemania. I think by this point, this is 96. He was already in WCW in 96. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I think so.
Especially this late in the year, he absolutely was.
Oh yeah.
So interesting teams to get there at the final. Rey Bucanero, in this tournament, he still had his mask. He had not lost his mask yet to Shocker. That happens in 99, I think. But we can just
Somewhere
jump
around
right
there.
into the match, right?
Yeah.
So, match starts. Our two teams, Los Rudos, Emilio
Mhm.
Charles and Rey Bucanero, they just kind of beat up the
Yeah,
technicals. Right?
they're just beating them up.
Like the first few minutes is just some really good punches, though. I will say,
Yeah, yeah, they got some good hits in.
Charles was a very convincing like I'm gonna beat you up because I'm
Yeah,
a guy
like
who looks like he can beat you up.
yeah, like even his hits, like his strikes, like they look like yeah, I could see them hurting. Like
Yeah, he was just laying him into Hector Garza because it was kind of like the pairings where Charles Garza,
mhm.
Bucanero, and Mr. Niebla,
Yep,
and it's just a beating.
yeah,
Um, that's that's the easiest way. Like the first 4 minutes of the match, and the match is not that long. Um,
yeah. It's
like you said
I want to say
earlier,
sub, like maybe like 9 minutes, a little under 10 minutes, probably.
yeah, less than 10 minutes. Tournament final, kind of like just a fun little sprint, like you were saying earlier. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the first 4 minutes is just a beating from from Charles and Rey Bucanero, just beating these guys up and down the ring. Standard
Hmm.
stuff. As soon as one technico gets thrown out, the other one jumps in and gets beat on. And then they get thrown out, and the next one jumps in and get beat on, cycling in and out, just taking a
Yep.
beating. And then
Uh,
around 4 minutes in, finally our technicals get some offense. It was a very nice, like pop up drop kick, uh,
mhm,
where Garza kind of popped up Mr. Niebla, and he hit kind of like a double drop kick on Charles and Bucanero.
mhm.
And the next, I guess, what they followed up with to me was probably my favorite move of the match. I guess.
Was it the double dive?
Yeah,
Dude, the double dive was clean.
it was really good. I did not
Mhm,
expect that spot to follow up that double drop kick, but as soon as I saw Charles and Rey Bucanero like in the corner on the outside,
mhm.
I was like, no way.
Yeah, I was surprised.
They got over those posts too. Like Mr. Niebla got some crazy good air on that. He didn't even. I don't think he even touched the rope. Maybe he used it to like help launch over, but like none of his body touched the rope. Very clean. Like
Yeah.
the rotation in the air, or no, he didn't rotate. It was just kind of like
No,
a
it was like a tope. Yeah, it
yeah,
was like a tope.
like a tope suicida. Just kind of hit them both.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, to me, that was a really good moment. And then Mr. Niebla, Rey Bucanero, they get back into the ring, and Mr. Niebla goes for like a handspring back elbow.
Yeah, it's an interesting move, man.
And I really like this part too because Rey Bucanero catches him, kind of
Mhm.
turns around, and does like a release German suplex, like over his head to
Yeah,
Mr. Niebla.
I remember seeing that. I was like, damn.
That was awesome. And then he did that. He follows it up with a power bomb, middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. Mr. Niebla's out.
Mhm.
Awesome fall, really quick. Really turned the tables on Mr. Niebla there because it was like dive, get back into the ring. I think Mr. Niebla did a move, but the camera was like looking somewhere else, so you only caught like the impact. I didn't see what he was
Mhm.
doing. And then that handspring back elbow, reverse, German release, power bomb, 1, 2, 3.
Yep, out of here.
Out of here. Garza gets in the ring. Um, he charges Bucanero. Bucanero
Mhm.
goes for like a quebradora con giro.
Yeah,
As he's turning, Garza reverses it and gets a pin, like a cradle, kind of, I guess.
yeah.
Small
I think yeah,
package.
it was like sort of like a cradle.
And then 1, 2, 3, Bucanero's out.
Yeah,
Quick, like just super quick. And I like that
just
because it was like,
bam.
yeah, I mean, if you can do it fast, this is how you do it, right? You know?
Yeah.
So we get the one-on-one. Emilio Charles, Hector Garza.
Mhm.
Garza goes for kind of like a jumping. I don't know what he was going for. A Fez press, a crossbody.
I think that's what it looked like. I'm not sure if that's what he was trying to achieve though.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. I mean, it's one of those classic lucha things where like you run, you jump, and the other
Yeah,
guy
you're not
moves
sure
out of
what
the
to
way.
expect.
Yeah, the other guy
Yeah,
moves out of the way. Just Garza slams into the ground. Um,
Chavez goes
Emilio,
for a fall.
yeah. Charles tries to pin him. It doesn't work. And then Charles hits um God, I was like, oh my God. Charles goes for like a Huracan
He was
Rana.
trying to go. Yeah, he was trying to go for a Hurricane Rana, and then Hector Garza like drops him with like a power bomb.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome too. And then Hector Garza goes for kind of like, was he? I don't know if he was going for just a moonsault, but he kind of almost was kind of going for like that
He had
tornillo
like
he
a
did.
spin. Yeah, he had
Yeah,
like a tornillo spin. Yeah,
because he landed on his back, right? Yeah, he
yeah,
landed on his back. So he kind of was going for that tornillo that he does. Just eats dirt on that, like
yeah. Eats dirt. Emilio Chavez immediately hits like a senton and tries to go for a cover yet again,
yeah. And then
and that's it. Like
that's it.
he hits the senton. 1, 2, 3. Emilio Chavez Jr. and Rey Bucanero win the second Gran Alternativa this year.
Exactly. And it seems like quick. Maybe some people will say it's anticlimactic. It could be, but to me, I mean, if they were very much moving fast and it was logical to me. Hector Garza
Yeah,
missed that huge move
yeah,
and he paid for it. That was I guess the story here is don't go for a tornillo unless you know your opponent is cooked.
yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing, like how you were saying that, some people might find it anticlimactic. It's like, not every match has to be like, super long. There can be like fun sprints. Like this one was like a very fun sprint, and they were able to get a good amount of action in. And I thought the ending was actually pretty well done.
Exactly. No, yeah. A lot of the matches, I feel like a lot of matches today fall into that trap of this has to be an epic. It
Yeah.
doesn't, you know? And to me, this is like the sweet spot for a lot of matches, I think. Because I don't like matches. Well, I don't like a lot of matches that are like sub 6 minutes, like less than 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it doesn't do it for me.
Mhm.
I want to say between like 7.5 to 12 minutes. Anywhere
You're fine
around
with
there is
it. Mhm.
good, I think, in terms of match length. And it all depends on who's working and the type of match they're trying to do and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But there's no shame in something less than 10, um, if they're, you know,
They're done correctly.
yeah. I like 10-minute matches. I like 12 minutes. An epic that goes 15, 20. I don't want to say 30 because if it's one on one, unless it's just like a huge like feud, like a blood feud kind of stuff, like
Yeah.
a lot of matches don't need to go 30. A lot of matches don't even need to go 20, honestly, for being real.
Oh yeah, yeah,
There are some, I will say though. This isn't saying that all matches over like 15 minutes are bad or anything like that, but
yeah. No, of
it's
course.
like a trope that I feel like, or like almost like a trap that a lot of people fall into. It's like the longer the match, the more epic it is. But
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
you kind of have to pace it. And this one was paced well. So
Yeah.
anyway, overall thoughts from me, I would say definitely worth watching. Um, it's good performance by everybody involved. If you have less than 10 minutes, you want to watch a match really quickly, something maybe guys you've I don't want to say maybe never seen before, because I guess a lot of people who watch Lucha Libre have watched Hector Garza, have watched Mr. Nieva,
Yeah.
but for everybody else, I mean, early, kind of pretty early in their careers, and then Emilio Charles Jr. This is good. It's a good match.
Mhm.
I guess we can move on to our favorite matches of everything we've missed, right?
Well, I mean, let's talk about briefly about the big show from March. Yeah, because the end of March.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The Big Show. Yeah,
Yeah, the big show. Not the wrestler. Like Homenaje a los Leyendas.
yeah.
Homenaje a los Leyendas. We did cover the show in a post show live stream over on the Moonsault Collective Twitch. If you don't follow us over there, you probably should, because we might do more of those later in the future. Um, but we had like how long was it? Like maybe like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
want to
like
say maybe
one
between
hour.
50 minutes to an hour, 20 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, we basically talked about the whole event and what we like, our post thoughts on the show. And to sum it up, we thought it was a great show. Probably for me, probably like show of the year for now at least.
I can agree with that. It was really, really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Um,
It
it,
was. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we can summarize it like there was maybe one match that could have been better, but every other
Yeah,
match I think went about as good as it could have gone.
yeah, yeah,
And obviously the one match that could have been a little better, but I don't think it was bad. But compared to
yeah.
everything
I don't
else on
think
the
it's bad.
card, it could have been a step up. Was the minis?
Yeah, I think I enjoyed the minis match a little bit more than others.
And the thing is too, like I like the minis. Like I really love watching the minis wrestle, because
Yeah,
to me it's like, I don't know. That's just like that's what lucha libre is sometimes.
yeah.
Like they're trying so hard,
They
and they're
yeah, like
so talented. You know.
they show the spirit. Like they really show the spirit off.
Yeah. It's not just like I don't know. Like I don't know how to describe it in a way that would make sense,
Hmm.
but to me, minis, uh, just minis lucha libre in general is just so it's very special. I think I know
It's
what I'm
fun.
thinking of. It's very special to me because it proves that anybody can do this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter like how big it's okay. This is gonna sound like some just crazy bullshit, but it is like the antithesis of WWE Vince McMahonism, right?
Well, yeah, like 90s, where he's like, oh, like you got to be this big roided jack
Yeah,
dude, got to be all American, or you have to be, a foreign heel that's also big and buff. Like it kind of like goes against that agenda. It's just like these guys that might be like, they're not super tall, and they might not be like super jacked and like on roids, but they show that spirit and have like that charisma. They have heart, and they really show that off through the wrestling.
exactly, exactly. They have the talent, right? Your mascaritas sagradas, your mascaritas doradas, Pierrotito.
Yep.
Like
Hmm.
these guys are insanely talented. You can tell how hard they work, how well they've been trained, how much like just practice they get in, and it's
Hmm.
like this is what it's all about, like
Yeah.
for so long, and for so long people like had this idea of especially in the, I guess, in the mainstream, like the mainstream American wrestling, kind of like you have to
Hmm.
be a big guy to break through. You have to have
Yeah.
that look. For a long time you had to have it, and now it's more relaxed, I'll say.
Yeah.
We've had smaller world champs. Rey Mysterio, he kind of broke a big barrier down in that regard. But then, like,
Eddie was also
today,
champ.
Yeah, yeah. Like even today, like Cody Rhodes is not
Yeah,
a
Cody Rhodes is the biggest dude.
he's not a giant buff dude. Like, he's in pretty good he's in good shape. I'm not saying he's
Yeah, he's
a
pretty big.
like skinny guy or anything, but like I don't know, like things have changed for the better.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I love the minis. Um, everything else on that Homenaje card,
it was great. Yeah.
fantastic, bro. That opener with Sandokan and Esfinge.
No, no, no. That was the national tag champions that opened.
My bad. No, that one was good too. But
Yeah, that
um,
one was good.
Sandokan Esfinge was really good. The ladies were really good. Willow,
Well, yeah, Willow did very well.
Willow did. I think Willow might be my favorite, like American women's wrestler.
Yeah, I think for me right now, it's probably between like Willow or or Queen Aminata. Yeah, both of them
Yeah,
are great.
fantastic, just fantastic. She slotted right into like she didn't seem out
Yeah.
of place. She she got right to the level where she needed to be, where everybody else was, and she put on a great performance.
Mhm.
Um, and then Barbaro Cavernario and Averno,
Ooh, that match, crazy match.
that was a really good. And then quite literally the best way to end that show with the AEW versus CMLL guys.
Yep.
That place was like I can truly only imagine what it was like
What it would have been.
inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was loud on that broadcast. It was so loud and it was so good too.
Yeah, so damn loud. Like, yeah, I can't imagine it.
So yeah, I definitely agree with you in saying that that's probably like the best event of the year for me as well.
Yeah.
Thinking back, like,
Um.
whew, that was really good.
Yeah, that was very good show. Um.
The next week
Besides.
too. I was
Oh
gonna
yeah.
say,
So at the very end of the Homenaje Leyendas show, they announced a match that it's been a month since about it happened, but whenever they teased it and they were like announcing it, it was like holy crap, it's actually going to happen, and that was Blue Panther versus Bryan Danielson, first time ever, and wow. Do we want to transition over to that match now?
absolutely, we could talk about that match now. That
All
was
right,
again like those 2 weeks back to back. Like, oh my god, dude! Like the end of the night, like the end of both shows, I just had the biggest smile on my face, bro. Like,
it was special, man.
and the thing is, for anyone who's not seen it yet, Panther and Danielson, um, if I want to, if I'm giving an expectation, like if I'm describing it the best way I can, it is like it really feels like a very special moment in time. I guess you kind of you do have to go in with the idea that Panther is older. You know,
Yeah,
go in kind of think of it almost like the Sting retirement match. You
yeah,
know,
yes, sort of like that. Yeah,
it's like an older guy working with a younger guy, and there's no point where I felt like Panther was like exposed for his age or anything. You know.
yeah, like they worked like very fluently,
Yeah,
even if Panther was a bit older than Danielson.
yeah, and they worked like you don't this wasn't like a sprint of a match either. Like this was like it was very much like
This went
technical
over 20 minutes.
masters. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was like very much like technical masters working against each other, slowly breaking down each other's holds,
Yeah.
trying out new stuff against each other, and then just like the way it ended too,
Hmm.
like
So with
yeah,
the fake out where Danielson was like tapping out under the rope, and then Blue Panther was like, "What the hell? I thought like he tapped out."
yeah,
Then Danielson gets him in the what is it, the label lock, right?
yeah, 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 and then he
Yeah.
taps. Panther
And
just
then
taps.
Panther taps out, and we have
That
like
was
this super like feel good moment where like Danielson's like I don't think he was crying, but he was like very emotional. Like you could tell like he was like genuinely like so happy to have like wrestled his favorite luchador of all time.
yeah. It was like to me. And I'm gonna say it like this. This won't anger anybody who listens to this podcast. Um, they'll probably understand where I'm coming from when I say this. This was WrestleMania weekend, and for me, this was the happiest moment of the weekend for me. And I
Oh yeah,
understand that a story was finished. Um, I wasn't as invested in that one as I was in this one.
no,
You
you're
know,
right. I was invested in that other story. I was not.
happy for everyone who enjoyed that WrestleMania
Yeah,
main event. It was historic for them, um, and it was feel good for them, which
yeah,
good for Cody Rhodes. But I was really happy for Panther and Danielson, and I was really really
yeah.
happy the way it all went down because all those years of what was it like?
Just
It was
well, it had.
2014, right? When he
Yeah,
was first
it
given the
was.
mask.
Yeah, it was like. Yeah, it was somewhere around that time. I'm not sure if Danielson was already retired or not, but it was somewhere like around like those like years,
I
and it
think it
was
was
like
right before he won at that WrestleMania. No,
I th- I think so. I think yeah. I think it might have been. I think it might have been like a tour, or like a leg of a tour or something like that.
I don't know.
But it
Yeah,
was like just like a match that has a story that goes back like years because like Danielson was mentioning like Blue Panther is my favorite my favorite luchador of all time. The fact that all these years later now that he's finally able to like, work a lot of matches and fight against these opponents that he's always wanted to face, and he like gets to face one of like his favorite wrestlers of all time, and like technically his favorite luchador of all time, and he finally gets to face him. Like it was just like such like a good closing moment for like the whole thing.
absolutely. And Panther got his international flowers as well, because I would
Yeah,
say that he's already very celebrated in
yeah.
Lucha Libre and
Oh,
in
absolutely.
in Mexico. So it's not like, oh, he never got his flowers. Yeah, he's always kind of had his flowers, but internationally, even him himself said he never worked for an American company, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
here
He said
he
that.
is facing off against arguably one of the most popular and beloved American
America. Yeah,
wrestlers. Yeah,
yeah,
and Bryan Danielson, loved
yeah. And
in WWE, loved in AEW,
yep,
wherever he goes. I mean, loved in ROH too, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. And it was so great. And then like the post match like interactions with like like Brian Danielson, like I think he even like kneeled down, right, and he was like sort of like bowing down to like Blue Panther, and it was like such like just so wholesome.
yeah, and then Panther picked him up,
Carried,
put him on his
yeah,
shoulders. It
the
definitely felt
photo
it definitely felt like equals. Like two guys who are they're sharing the ring and they have a great respect for lucha
for the sport.
libre, for
Exactly.
competition.
Mhm.
It was special. It was really really special. Um, God, that was such a good night.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that because it was just really good.
yeah, yeah. Same here.
The entire show,
Um,
that I think that entire show was pretty good too. I don't remember
yeah, I think
what
that show
opened on
was.
it.
It was a match relámpago between two of the torneo de escuela guys.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll have to rewatch that one. To me though, the Pante Danielson was like
Yeah, it was
the
peak.
peak. Yeah,
Yeah,
good stuff.
and then the following day
Yeah.
we had another. The following day, which was also WrestleMania weekend on the Saturday, we had yet another big moment. For I would say like maybe for like the more hardcore CML fans,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, we had the Arena Coliseo de Perú 77. I think it was the 81st anniversary, and it was a very solid show. Like it was a great show.
It was super fun.
Um,
I was watching that over watching WrestleMania. I was not watching
um,
WrestleMania.
so I wouldn't like the standout matches from that show, in my opinion, were the match Lampago between Legendario and Shelva. They worked insanely well, in my opinion.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Like both of these guys should be guys that CML pushes. Honestly, if it were up to me, make both of those guys go to the final of La Gran Alternativa 2025.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Yeah. Shelma and Legendario are definitely
but yeah,
the peak of that group.
yeah, the peak of that group, they're like the peak single stars, and then like I want to put like maybe like the Calavera kids like slightly
Yeah.
under them.
Oh my God, bro. Let's go. They were on that Coliseo
Yeah, they
show
were the
too.
show. Yeah, they opened.
They did good. And then
Yeah,
we had the match for the tag championships.
yeah, we had a women's match that was also really good. I mean, if you know, if you're a tier 3 member and you haven't gone and watched that show, you probably should because that women's match was like very good. Andromeda. Well, oh, on that note, Andromeda announced that her name is now Kira. So if you have the tier 3 membership, go back and watch the Arena Coliseo de Perú 77 aniversario and just watch the whole show. It's pretty solid. The women's match especially is pretty good. But following the women's match, we had the Arena Coliseo Tag Team Championships between the defending La Ola Negra, which is Akuma and Espanto Jr., versus La Escuadra, otherwise known as Villano Tercero Jr. and El Hijo del Villano Tercero. And man, that match,
That was awesome.
it was an awesome match. It was
It's really, I mean,
just,
it's hard to describe it in any other way. Especially like you said, it started with those Viano chants,
dude, oh my.
and I
I
think
was
it
screaming.
was this show sold out too?
I think so. I think it was like, close to selling out. Yeah, I think it was like it was either sold out or like very close to selling out.
Because I remember they posted a picture. I think Lucha
Yeah,
Blog reposted it, or maybe he posted it to Twitter, where it was like the highest levels were open, and like there was people even up there. Which,
yeah.
if you've never seen a picture of Arena Coliseo,
Out of that,
like
yeah.
this one, the Mexico City Arena Coliseo,
Mhm.
bro, like this is an awesome venue. Like it looks
Yeah.
so good. They don't have barricades in this one, right?
I don't think so.
No barricades, and then it's like circular. So like
But
the seating is
yeah,
like circular, and it's like vertical.
yeah.
It's just it looks so nice, and they have like on like I guess the first level, like they kind of have like the pictures of all the CMLL
Mhm.
guys like who have come
The
through
guys that have
there.
worked there, like El Santo, other older wrestlers, Blue Demon,
Yeah, yeah.
Tabernario Galindo, like all these guys throughout you know, early years, all the way up to even like Atlantis, Oro,
Bro, they had Chris Jericho
Octagon.
on there.
Yeah, they have Chris Jericho on there too.
That's crazy. Chris Jericho, you see Lionheart, Corazon de Leon
Yeah,
right
Corazón
there.
de León. Yeah,
Good stuff though, but that
yeah,
main event was
but
good too.
yeah, the main event was good, but the moment that at least I think most people were there for like the crowning of of La Squadra, finally winning some gold in CML, man.
They deserve more. It's so
They
good.
deserve more. If you're asking me who's probably my favorite tag team this year, La Squadra. The Villanos have been on such an insane run this year.
Absolutely, they're my favorite tag team, and they're my favorite trios too.
Yeah, yeah.
And the thing is, they're my favorite trios with two different guys, Sandokan
Yeah,
Jr. and Hijo de Stuka Jr.
yeah.
So I don't know if you guys are looking for luchadores to become fans of, to get into, and you somehow missed Escuadra matches, like you somehow missed Villano matches, like these are the
Yeah.
guys, man.
Well,
Like they're so
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
You can put on
Even though
matches like with like
so good.
anybody, really.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with them is like you never know what to expect with them. Like they'll always like it seems like they always try to bring out something new in their matches. That's what's so great about them.
Yeah, yeah. They're always trying new stuff, and the thing is too, like they sell like their life depends on it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and I think they understand how important it is to sell, like not only to the opponent, but like sell to the crowd,
Mhm.
because then it like they're the rudos, but like they
Yeah,
get cheered like crazy.
yeah, they're supposed to be the bad guys, and then they'll be facing like some I don't know some babyface team or some technical team, and then you'll hear the crowd chanting "Villanos, Villanos." Like you'll hear the crowd chanting for them instead of the technicals.
Exactly, and I don't know. I think that's just something very special because like
Yeah,
I mean, there's been a lot of like, especially a lot of famous like rudo groups where like they get cheered instead of booed, just because
yeah,
But like those are like transcendental kind of groups, like
Yeah,
Perros del Mal, uh, Ingobernables, right? Like
Ingobernables that cheered. Yeah, like groups like those, like they were supposed to be the Rudos, but they were cheered.
people like them. They're cool. They're fun to
Yeah,
watch. They're good, and
exactly,
they know their role. Like they play it so well.
exactly.
But good stuff from this show. Really good stuff from this
Mhm.
show.
Yeah,
And we can let's see what else do we have? Because there's just so many shows that were so good in April.
yeah.
And like
I
we
think
said,
now we can talk about like the some of the highlights that we had in April overall.
yeah, we can jump through. We're not going to be too like event specific here. We're just going to talk about some of the matches that we really liked
Yeah,
as well. That's the big events that we already talked through: Homenaje, the Danielson, Panther,
I- yeah. Arena
Colis,
Coliseo.
yeah, a
Yeah,
bunch of good stuff.
we'll talk about the other company in a few minutes.
They'll come. Their time will come.
They'll
Um,
come.
God Almighty. But so what else do you have? What stood out to you in April?
Okay, so in April, I think one of the biggest matches that stood out to me personally, um, man, La Escuadra versus with Hijo de Stuca Jr. versus Los Divinos Agoneros 3, the third match in the series. Oh, from the 12th of April. Jeez, man, that match was so good.
These guys can't have a bad match against each other, honestly.
Yeah, it really can.
That's another trio as well that if you
Yeah,
ask me who are your favorites, yeah,
Los Divinos Laguneros, Panthers kids and Panther, they're beasts.
they're awesome, dude. Like
Yeah,
their lineups too. Like it doesn't matter if they bring Blue Panther or if it's just the
yeah,
kids.
yeah,
It's always good for me. Like I'm just like I love seeing these guys.
yeah. Same with you. But that match was really, really good. From that same show, I believe I also really enjoyed. Uh, oh, they had the Torneo Cibernético Eliminatoria for the World Champions. I thought that match was really good, which was won by Titan. Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, that match was really good for Torneo Cibernético. I think that was probably my second favorite of the entire tournament. Yeah, I think that was my second favorite match of the entire tournament.
I really
Uh,
liked the historic. This is on a different
y-
show. The historic eliminator with Místico,
ooh,
Máscara Dorada, Atlantis Jr.
yeah, that match. That was my favorite match of the tournament for sure.
Bro, that match hits peaks. Like,
It really did.
godly. Like, I felt kind of bad too for like the final, like the tournament final, because that, like, it just felt so like, and it just felt so awesome seeing, um, and maybe
Mas-
I'm a traitor to Mystical fans everywhere for saying this, but that finish was really good with Máscara
yeah,
Dorada hitting La
yeah.
Mística and making Místico tap.
Mhm,
That was really good. Atlantis Jr. He was a beast in that match too. Like nobody, there was not a bad participant in that match.
mhm.
Everybody like slotted in, like the way it was structured, the way they executed that match. Um, God, dude, I don't know, like hard to top.
It was, yeah, they did. I don't think they topped it in the final, but it was the final was also a pretty good match.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
think the eliminatoria with the World Destroyed Champions was like the peak of that tournament. It was great.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do think the one Magnus won.
Yeah, that one was the same week that Panther versus Danielson happened.
Yeah. That one for me.
That one
Uh,
fell flat.
yeah. And
I
just
I don't even I don't even blame the performers themselves. I think the big thing that sort of like just like crumbled the entire match apart was like some of the people weren't like exactly getting like the best position they could get their spots in, and then the whole thing with the studio happened where he like
God,
fell on his head, and it was like just the
I don't
whole
know.
match kind of just felt like disoriented after that.
I don't know what was going on there. There's some massive miscommunication because
Yeah,
Star Black just like kicked him in the head and he just fell straight down, bro. Like
yeah.
I
Even
think,
then, he wasn't gonna get enough height on the to
yeah,
do the tope. Yeah,
I literally think that the studio thought he had to go over And then Star Black was like, no, I have to like it's kind of like a fake out, and like I stop him from going over,
Yeah,
and then like Star Black just like kicks him or kind of kicks the rope, and the studio
yeah.
just doesn't get enough height and just eats it on
Oh,
that one.
and then get stretchered out. Yeah, it was like wow.
I'm glad the studio's okay though. He's wrestled since
Yeah,
then. He's fine.
yeah. He has. Yeah, he's fine. Thankfully, he didn't get hurt too badly. But that was
Minor.
probably the weakest match of the tournament.
Yeah, very minor injury. So we're all happy
Yeah.
they're all good there.
Mhm.
Let me see what else. What else has happened in April?
We
Um,
had we had the Esfinge Flip Gordon and Titan match versus La Squadra.
oh yeah. God, that was good
Dude,
too.
that was honestly I think that match and the match that Squadra had against Los Divinos Agoneros, I have them like neck like I think I have the one against Los Divinos Agoneros slightly higher, but I really enjoyed the match against Swing Flip and Titan as well. I think that match was great.
I mean, they're just machines of putting on good matches. Really,
Yeah.
like they get it. They get it on a
Mhm.
very deep level.
Yeah,
Mm.
they understand it. And then they the semi main event, which was Los Guerreros Laguneros and who else was it? They were teaming up with Ángel de Oro. Yeah, I think it was Ángel de Oro. And then it was Los Infernales teaming up with Templario. Um, I think that match felt a little bit too rushed. It kind of like because they were like just setting up a singles match for the Arena Mexico Aniversario, and it just felt weird. You know, the way that they set it up, it just honestly was like it wasn't the best way, but it was just the match that was there.
You know, I liked. This was on the 68th anniversary of Arena Mexico show.
Mhm.
The four-way hair match with
Mm.
Dulce Gardenia,
Oh
Virus,
god, that
Akuma,
show was
Disturbio.
that show was unwatchable at first.
Yeah, it was. It was not until this match that they put up that
The fake stream.
yeah, the fixed stream. Cause I was like, man, I was mad because I was like, damn, dude, this is a good card, you know?
Yeah, it was a good. I was like, dude, I was excited because it's Arena Mexico Aniversario, and then I'm like, dude, I'm excited. The stream is horrible. And then at one point it like sort of started working, but nope. The footage was like getting sped. It felt like it was getting sped up, and then like the commentators' commentary was like 5 seconds behind or something like that, and I was like, jeez, dude, what's going on with the stream?
Yeah, and then it came back like I'd stopped watching
Mhm.
and I was doing something else, and then I saw on Twitter somebody was like, the stream is back. Use this link, and you'll see it fine. And then I started watching on the four-way hair match, and I liked that a lot actually.
Mhm.
Akuma
Dude,
Akuma
Kuma.
was good. He's getting
Akuma is getting that big push.
yeah, it's time, dude. He's a
It's
beast.
time. It's time. It's time for him to drop La Ola Negra and move on to bigger things.
He's had a really good year, honestly.
Yeah, Akuma's been one of my favorites to watch overall this year.
He's been really good. And then
He really,
Templario Angel de Oro had their
dude, that was my favorite match of the night.
bro. Templario has had a really good year too. Now thinking about it,
And, and Claudio has had a good amount of singles matches,
yeah.
and then Angel de
Especially
Oro as well. Woo.
God, they've been cooking like crazy. I mean,
They,
the CMLL roster is so deep, man. Like
it really is.
you've got a bunch of guys who are like very deservedly main event level. You know.
Yeah, and I was like, I saw people. I was like, guys, like, before the event happened, like the week, like the entire week before the show happened, I'm like, dude, this match is gonna catch people off guard. It's gonna be one of the best matches of the weekend, and it was. And I'm like, please stop, stop not paying attention to Los Hermanos Chavez. These guys are great. These guys are
Beast.
genuinely one of the beasts. They're genuinely one of the best tag teams in the world, and they're super great in the ring. Please, pay attention to them and don't disregard their matches.
They keep putting on good stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
I will talk about because this just happened last Friday. We'll talk about this more
yeah,
Templario later, but
yeah, well, yeah.
let me think. Let me think. If I'm
But
trying to think of anything else, maybe in April that I could be missing, but
oh, I like the minis match. I like the minis match that opened the Mexico Aniversario. I thought that match was really good.
I have to go back and watch that one. I didn't go back and watch it because the when it
Oh,
was
the
first
shit, yeah.
airing, the stream was
But
cooked.
it
So
was it was really like that match was like it was 7 minutes, but dude, they cooked. They really did. They did really well.
I have to go back and watch that one. Oh man. Let me see. I mean we've hit most of the peaks.
Yeah, I think we hit a good amount of the shows. Oh, we can talk about some of the Tuesday show matches if you want.
Yeah, remind me
Oh
about
yeah,
some of them.
Neon and Rugido.
That one was good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was like sort of a big test for both of these guys because Neon is he didn't win La Gran Alternativa this year, but it was a big test for him. It
He
was
came
like this was
close.
like yeah, it was a big test for him because this was his first singles match in like the like a caliber like I don't think he had been like at a singles match like this high up on the card. With it's not like a match lampago, but it's like a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah.
And they worked extremely well. Leon impressed me a lot as usual, and thankfully Rugido, he was able to follow along. He was good at basing, and he was able to do his job as a rudo very well during the match. So props to both of them for being able to put on a very good match on a Tuesday.
Neon, he's got a good path set for him, I think.
Absolutely,
Got a really good path set for him.
yeah.
Um
Neon. The Kids Day show. We also have that one.
the Kids Day show. I love their poster for that one.
Yeah, what's the artist? I forgot. I think it's I can't remember the artist's name, but we'll see maybe if we can like link their like Twitter something like that
Mm-hmm.
and like the bio of the YouTube because like they're like if you haven't seen their art for the CML wrestlers, you got to check them out. They have some incredible art.
They're really good. I follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, same here.
I try to repost their stuff as much as I can because it's really good. Like
Yeah,
it's really good.
it's some great stuff. Um, so on that Kids Day show, I want to specifically point out two matches. The Titan versus Villano Tercero Junior match at Lampago. I thought that match was actually really well done. They both got a good amount of stuff in, and it didn't feel like, oh yeah, Titan's just gonna dominate for the most part. He's just gonna make the Villano Tercero Junior look like a joke, and sort of like, oh, like the match in Lampa we had with Stuka Junior, where Stuka dominated for like 2 minutes, and then Titan was basically just destroying him for the rest of the match.
Yeah,
No, like
I thought the
Villano,
one with Stuka Jr. was gonna be a little bit better than it was.
yeah, but it didn't go that long. It only went like 7 minutes.
Yeah, I did
But this
like.
one against, oh yeah, good.
No, I was just gonna say I was gonna agree with you. I like the one with Villano Tercero Jr. and Titan.
I think they worked a way better match than Lampago. Um, and it was just like it was structured well. Like they knew how to work. Like this is honestly how I would say you should work a match in Lampago. Like both guys got a good amount of stuff in. They both benefited from the match. Just solid stuff overall. And the other match from that same show that I want to talk about, um, I want to talk about Esfinge, Neon, and Volcano versus Difunto, Cráneo, and Sandokan Jr. I'm not sure if you remember a lot of that match, but I honestly really enjoyed that match for like a Tuesday show.
I remember I had it on,
hmm
but I don't remember much about it if I'm being honest.
I I think Neon and Esfinge like really stepped it up here. Like they worked insanely well. Like they were doing some really cool spots in this match, and I was like super just impressed. And I thought this match was like really good. And like Difunta and Sandokan used to be like tag team partners, so they obviously meshed well, and they did some great work against the Técnicos. And I didn't even mind Cranio and Difunto. I mean Cranio and Volcano. I didn't mind them with their sort of shticks that they sometimes implement to their matches. I didn't mind it at all.
I love Cranio's
the the dance.
everything about that fool is just classic. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, and this Tuesday show is actually the same Tuesday show where Kemalito debuted.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes. I do remember that.
uh,
He had a good. I haven't watched it yet from his when he debuted in
Arena Jalisco de Guadalajara.
yeah. I haven't watched that one yet, but I've seen some videos and I really liked uh, his work from what I saw. He does that kind of like springboard cross body to the outside.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. I like he uses that.
yeah,
God, how could I have forgotten about Kemalito's debut, bro? That was awesome.
yeah. That was awesome. That was an awesome moment. I enjoyed that match. Yeah, I enjoyed that Micros match. That match was good.
I'll say this: it's been a while since it happened. I don't think there's been really too much more public information given about it, but I really hope Que Monito and CMLL
Yeah, yeah,
like iron things out or something. I hope they're. I don't think they are.
yeah,
They probably would have said something if they were, but that kind of bums me out just a little bit. I will say though,
yeah.
CMLL
Mm.
kind of got like a smash hit with Kemalito.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how they were able to pull. They were able to pull it off somehow, but good
Like,
on them.
yeah, they got like he can. I mean, he can work, and like
Yeah,
people just generally like his appearances, and they don't. When they first introduced him, they were using him a lot in match finishes,
yeah,
and I think they scaled that back some now.
hmm
Um, I like how he's used now. He's fun. He's fun to have around,
yeah,
and he
yeah. He's a good feature to have in CML.
pops the crowd like crazy.
Yeah,
Provides that touch of fun, silly, to an overall like serious show.
yeah. And he's just like he's cool to see, and you can tell like even like the people on the internet they love Kemalito.
Yeah. So it's not they got something good with him. Something really good.
Yeah,
I still think though they should they definitely need to have some like technical mascots or like some technical
yeah.
micros, bro. Because like it's like
I don't
literally
think they have
they don't have
the,
anybody.
the only ones they have are like the Micro Gemelos Diablo. That's the
Yeah.
only ones they have.
Mije, bad guy.
Mijes Rudo, Perico
Zacarias,
Zacarias, Rudo.
Chamuel, Rudo.
Oh yeah, Chamuel.
Micro
Micro,
Sagrado.
Micro, yeah. Well, he's I don't even know what the case is with him. He's
I
probably
don't
just
know.
like
Yeah, he shows up sometimes. What's his name now? Tengu.
yeah, Tengu, but he used to go under Microdito.
Yeah, and then was Micro Gemelos Diablos, which both of them are beasts, just straight
Yeah,
up. Haven't seen the regular size Gemelos Diablos in a while.
yeah,
Now that I think about it. Huh.
yeah. I wonder what's going on with that. They might just be taking a break.
Yeah, if you guys have, yeah, could be just taking a break, And then
Yeah.
we didn't mention it, but I guess we should mention it really quickly. Misterioso, he's out of
Yeah,
CMLL.
yeah. He's
Uh,
gone.
Cubs
Seriously,
fan,
juniors.
yeah, Cubs fan wrote about it, and it was pretty good write up. All his write ups pretty good. If you're not reading
Yeah.
Cubs fans write ups, you should be. They're really good. Provide a lot of information. Long
hmm
time watcher, honestly,
Yeah.
and like
Follower. Yeah, just follow.
encyclopedia of
Yeah.
knowledge. It feels like the guy he just
Yeah.
knows like everything. But um, yeah, Misterioso's out. Been there for like 20 years, right?
Yeah. He's been there for a long, long time.
But I mean, it makes sense. Like,
Yeah, it makes sense. Like he wasn't like he at this point of his career he wasn't really doing too much, and like it's clear that CML stopped booking his sons after the Torneo de Escuela. So it was like probably for him it was like, what's the point if I'm just going to get booked like on a random Sunday show like maybe like twice a month or something like that.
yeah, and I'm sure that he'll probably like they could probably get back to CMLL. His
Yeah,
sons could probably get back there.
yeah.
Just
It
need some
seems like
time.
yeah, it just seems like he out of like more of the other recent people that have left that he isn't holding a grudge against them. He said that he's thankful for his time in CML and stuff like that. So it doesn't seem like they ended on bad terms at all.
Yeah, and that's it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I think he could be a good coach for some of the talent that works over in La Comarca Lagunera. I think he could be a pretty good coach to those young and up and coming talents from over there.
Yeah, yeah, good guy, cool guy. I'm sure he'll probably get some indie dates pretty easily,
Yeah.
booked small shows like
Oh
that.
yeah.
But
Yeah, with his
yeah,
sons. Yeah.
yeah, some time. I mean, I'm sure his sons can get up. They just they need more
Yeah.
time. They need
Yeah.
more experience. They need more reps. And
hmm
it's better, honestly, it's probably better for them to get those reps elsewhere and then build themselves up and come back
Yeah.
better. But I think we already talked about Alcon Suriano and
Yeah.
Tiffany
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. We talked about him
But
leaving.
do you think? I mean, is
That.
there anybody who comes to mind who you could see leaving in the next 6 months? Anyone, I guess,
Mm,
older on the roster who used to get booked a ton.
uh,
Actually, quick aside, did you see that thing about Fuerza Guerrera? Um,
Oh yeah. Something about he was out or something like that. He was going to he wanted to wrestle in Homenaje a Leyendas, but he couldn't. I don't know if he's actually like fully out or not. I'm not sure what the case is with him.
From what I read, I might be getting this wrong. It may be worth like looking at it again. It might be worth me looking at it again and then updating on the next episode if I'm wrong here. But from what
Yeah.
I saw, it's like CMLL wanted him to retire at Homenaje a dos Leyendas,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't want to. And they're just
Ah.
like, why? What? Like, okay, like we don't really have anything else for you, basically. You know,
Yeah.
like okay, you don't want to retire here. And I mean, for being honest, like Fuerza Guerrera is like 72, 73.
He's up there. He's up there in age.
Probably would have been like the best. I mean, if he's still getting bookings, I guess
Good
good
for
on
him, man.
him. But
I mean, Kanek is still getting bookings, so
Rayo de Jalisco Jr. is still getting bookings.
well, we'll talk. Oh, we'll talk about them briefly.
Yeah, we'll bring that up later. But um, quickly, I want to talk about the May 3rd show. Yeah, May
Oh wait,
3rd.
we gotta talk about we gotta finish off with April first before we
Oh,
move on
all
to
right, all
May.
right.
So slightly on before we move on to the May news, we gotta talk about we talked about some of our favorite matches that happened in CML in the month of April, but now it's time to talk about the other company.
There's more than one wrestling
Well,
company
yeah,
in Mexico.
we don't talk about IWRG here.
Yeah, I don't know anything that has happened in IWRG in the past month.
All I can
First,
tell you is that hell, Blackbeard got shaved. That's all that's
oh
all I can tell
man,
you.
oh man,
Again, yeah, again.
it's tough. Maybe that's a personal failing of me, but I'm just sometimes I'll turn on IWRG. Like if I see it streaming live on YouTube, I'll turn it on to
Mhm.
see what's happening, and a lot of the time I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah,
I'll just be like, okay, like I don't really like I don't I
there's
can't. It's harder to just jump into
yeah.
than a lot of other
It's
stuff.
and then if you just watch it for a long time, it's just like it's bad. It's just not good. IWG is just not good. And like they have like the occasion, like I don't know how, but they're able to bug like the occasion like hidden gem match or like you think that it's going to be like really good, but since it's happening in IWRG, they're gonna put in like less effort and it's not gonna be as good as it really could be. And that's what happened with one match that I was like pretty excited for, which was Noisy Boy versus Ares, and I was like, dude, these guys could like have an amazing match and I mean, it was a decent match. They had two matches, and the second match was like slightly better than the first match, but like neither of the matches were anything incredible. So
I'll have to.
you know,
I don't know. I guess I don't. Maybe I shouldn't watch IWRG, but I guess I should pay attention to more when something
yeah,
good happens. I guess, but
yeah. I mean,
we
it's
can.
hard. It's hard to see what's going on when over there. Whenever you see Van Heli's main eventing a show. So
Oh man, tough. We can talk about
yeah,
that. The secondary company, the number two,
yeah. Okay, so the actual secondary company that we're talking about is AAA and Triplemania, Monterrey. Oh boy.
as Kung Fu Junior likes to call them, Tristea.
Yeah, Triste. He's not wrong.
It was not good. I mean, just to summarize it, it was not good.
It was yeah. To put it briefly, if to put it briefly, as a Cubs fan was asked on Twitter, he was like, would you recommend pirating Triple Mania Monterrey? Because someone was asking him that, and he answered. He answered like Triple Mania Monterrey isn't even worth pirating. All that time that you would spend watching it, you could use it doing something more productive.
Exactly.
Like, yeah,
Like the thing, something I guess like a common thought online is like sometimes Triple Mania is fun to watch because it's like it's bad, but like they'll have the occasional like fun. Like I'll give
match
them
like
this. Last year they did have some good matches, like sprinkled in some bad
yeah,
shows. Like
yeah,
I remember last Triple Mania, Tijuana. I think Vikingo. It's like every time Vikingo wrestles, it's like good match.
yeah. Yeah, it's every time Vikingo's on the show, you can at least you can at least expect before you can at least expect to have oh my goodness, he's gonna have a good match, but now it's just like Vikingo's injured. Really,
And
what is there to look for? And the whole premise of this year is the retro thing, the whole
yeah.
retro theme, and they're bringing back a bunch of old guys, and not only that, but then you have Vampiro retiring, so ooh.
One thing I want to say is like you said, like yeah, Vikingo, but the thing is like they didn't like slot anybody into that Vikingo like have a good match spot, you know.
Yeah,
And the thing is, they have like I've said it before, like they have guys who can work like really really well, you know.
yeah.
But they had them against Jeff Jarrett and
Oh
Team
yeah, they had
America,
those. Yeah, Team America.
which in that entire match they had one really awesome moment. Um, I,
And
I think it's the consensus awesome moment because I saw other people talking about it, saying it was awesome, and it was awesome when um, Laredo
um,
Kid went for the tope on Satnam Singh,
on Sandom saying, "Yep,
and he bounced off Satnam
yeah,
Singh, and then he bounced off the ground hard as hell, and I was like, whoa, that was awesome.
yeah." Like,
And I'll say that I think that was pretty early in that match, um, and I was like, okay, wait a minute, they did that. Maybe they're gonna do something else. Like maybe they're gonna keep doing stuff on that level, and then they just didn't.
yeah, the whole rest of the match was just like whatever. It wasn't interesting or anything like that. It was just whatever,
Yeah,
nothing.
Murder Clown. I remember towards the
Oh
end of the
yeah,
match, Murder Clown did like he did like the Hulk Hogan,
yeah,
Andre the Giant power slam on Satnam Singh, and then he
yeah,
did a 619 like immediately after that.
yeah.
I was
That was
like,
probably like the second best moment of that match.
I said, holy shit. And then the match ended, and I was like, oh, okay, well. Um, but it was Sam Adonis, QT Marshall, and Parker Boudreaux. Parker Boudreaux, did he even do anything?
I don't even. If you like, I was gonna tell you this. If you asked me if I remember anything that Parker Bordeaux did, I couldn't tell you a single thing. I don't remember anything that he did.
I don't remember him
The
doing
whole
anything.
the star of that match was Satnam Singh. Not he was the star of that match.
Yeah, and he just had a guy bounce off of him.
Yeah, and if you want to know what's even worse, that's where the show peaked. Yeah,
Like
like no joke, the show peaked there.
Alberto Del Rio and Nick, is he pronounced Nemeth or Nemeth?
Nick Nemeth,
Oh, Nick Nemeth. That was the Mega Campeonato
Nemeth.
match. And not good. Um,
Not good. It was, having to work against Alberto El Patron in 2024 and out of shape El Patron in 2024 is not fun to watch at all.
shirt on, Alberto Patron for
Yeah.
a mega championship match. All right, man. What really pissed me off though, and when I should have turned it off, when I
Mhm,
should have just stopped watching,
mhm.
was Dr. Wagner Jr., Bestia 666, and Tigre
Dude,
Blanco against Negro
that match.
Casas and Los Dinamitas, bro. Like
That match was bad. That match.
the thing that just okay, because you pointed it out to me, and I think Cubs fan posted about it, was Los Dinamitas, what, like a month or like weeks ago, had already betrayed Negro Casas
Yeah.
on TV,
Yeah.
and then they're just back
Teaming with yeah,
teaming with him
they're
like
back.
nothing happened. And then guess what? They betrayed him again
Yeah,
during the match.
they just yep. Oh, here we go. They betrayed him again, and then didn't they give I
They
forgot
gave
what
Wagner a
Wagner did.
mask
Yeah, they give Wagner a mask, something like that.
because they took off the mask they had on and they had fusion masks under it, and then they gave Wagner one. And I
Yeah.
was just like, all right. But before that, um, Mecha Wolf did a run
Oh
in.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Mecha
those
Wolf did a
running.
run in on Bestia
What were those running
666.
for? What were they for? I guess that might have to do something with the crash thing that's happening for Triplemania Tijuana, but it actually made no sense for this match, like at all. Why were they here?
Here's the thing, too, because, like, I guess if we're trying to explain it logically, which it wouldn't make sense to anybody. First off, it wouldn't make sense to anybody who was watching Triple TV because, I mean,
They're not watching the crash.
yeah, but Bestia 666 stopped working AAA shows because he started working with the Crash, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Mecha Wolf kept working AAA shows. When they were both on AAA, they were like a tag team. They didn't have anything that kind of said we're split up now. They didn't have any sort of like rupture with the group. I mean, they just worked for different companies now. So then Mecha Wolf, I guess the premise of this is like Mecha Wolf is like taking revenge for the split, but we didn't even know the
I
split
guess
happened.
I guess so. I'm not sure, man. But there was run-ins, and the match was just that match was so disappointing.
And the thing was
It
too,
was
like it was like Mecha Wolf ran in, and then Damian and Halloween ran in to
oh yeah,
protect Bestia 666 because you know Damian is Bestia 666's dad, and then like they ran off Mecha Wolf, and then Los Dinamitas betrayed Negro Casas,
yep.
and Wagner Team Wagner wins, and like Negro Casas is like defeated, and it's like where what like my question here as well is like why was Tigre Blanco here?
Yeah. Now it makes sense because isn't he in the? Oh, well, he. Oh, we might as well say it since we're probably gonna stick to AAA after
Yeah,
we
yeah.
cover the rest of the card. Isn't Tigre Blanco on his team for Triplemania Tijuana?
On whose team?
Uh, is he on? No, he's not on Casas' team. Is he on Casas' team?
No, he's not even. No, he's not even on Negro
What the?
Casas' team.
Oh my!
I don't even know. Like, and the thing was, I was reading as well. I follow Tigre Blanco on Instagram, and he's like a indie mainly. I didn't know he. I didn't know he worked the Crash before, and I don't think he has worked the Crash before. So why was he Team Crash?
Who knows, man?
This is one of those things. That's like, all right, man. Like, okay, that match just like, that's when I was like, I should turn this off. I should just go do something else. But and then I don't want to shit on everything on the card because some of the stuff just doesn't even require our attention. The Copa Bardal just
It
wasn't. It
was
wasn't.
whatever.
Yeah, it was a
It
Copa
was. It was.
Bardal.
Yeah, it was a Copa Bardal and Pimpinela one. So yeah.
Yeah, and then I didn't get to watch the ladies match at first.
Oh yeah,
It went like
I
7 minutes.
briefly watched that. Yeah, it was like 7 minutes.
8 women tag match went 7 minutes. They really are
Yep.
trying to be the WWE, huh? And then the last match again was pretty confusing. Oh, one
Dude,
thing
that
about the
that.
Copa Bardal, somebody got eliminated and the camera didn't even catch it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It did it. Yeah, and then someone like just like basically like they just walked it off like nothing.
I think Charlie Manson just like fell off the
Yeah.
top rope too, like,
Yeah.
and he got eliminated. So I was just like, was that like a planned spot? If it was, it's kind of funny. If it wasn't, it's also kind of funny.
Yeah. It
Main
was
event was the Vampiro. Uh,
horrible.
it wasn't good.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible match. Dude, nobody was invested in nobody in that match tried.
Yeah, I mean it was Pagano, Messias, and Vampiro against La Secta.
Yeah.
And fun fact, really fun fact, extremely fun fact. Did you know that Cibernetico is as old as Rey Mysterio?
What the is he actually?
They're both 49.
Wow.
I always thought Cibernetico was way older, but from what I can see, I'm
He
looking at
looks older. He looks
yeah,
older, so I can't really blame you.
I'm looking on Wikipedia. Maybe they have his age wrong. Could be. Could really
Maybe.
have his age wrong, but um, I don't know, man.
Honestly, I think it's because we don't see Ray, without his mask that as much.
Yeah, maybe he's a little more aged, but it's just the way they move too. I mean, Cibernetico's a little more. I think he has more miles on him.
Yeah.
He didn't. He didn't have the stem cells to the knees like Ray did.
Oh yeah.
Pagano got hurt in that main event,
Oh yeah.
and
Yep,
then
that
that
happened.
confusing ass ending where, I guess the other members of La Secta come in and they betray Cibernetico and they help Messias,
Something like that.
or they,
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
um, I could.
Like,
It was like 2 weeks ago, man. I genuinely can't tell you.
yeah,
I
like,
just didn't care. I was like so out of it at that point. And if you guys want to know how bad the show was, Soups fell asleep like after the second match of the show.
yeah, yeah, that was real. He actually probably had the best night out of all of us,
Yeah.
falling asleep. And then one of the announcers was just like, he wasn't. He
Oh,
says he wasn't
yeah.
drunk. I believe it, but like the announcing was just not very good either. Like it just kind of sounded like he was just saying whatever, which could be
Yeah.
funny, but like also at some point I was just like, get somebody else. Like at least try. Like even your announcers don't care for your product, man. Like your commentary team doesn't
Yeah.
care. One of the announcers was good though. The other guy was good.
Yeah, the other guy was
I think
did
his name
pretty
is
well.
Dombrowski.
Something like that.
He was good. He was on the MLW show too, and he was really good on the MLW show.
Mm.
But that's Triplemania. There's Tijuana is coming up. I'm just gonna really quickly go through the matches because I don't really want to spend any more time on AAA if we don't have to. First match, Team the Crash is Wagner, Galeno del Mal, and a mystery opponent, which is not going to be Hijo de Doctor Wagner Jr. Because he already has dates booked against Team AAA, Negro Casas, Psycho Clown, and Brazo de Oro Jr.
Ooh, finally,
This match could be
finally,
good, actually.
yeah, finally, AAA realized that Brazo de Oro Jr. exists. That
Based
he
on
actually wrestles.
based on who they have, and you know what kind of sucks though. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it,
Mm.
if the match is just like booked bad, this match is gonna be bad. But
Yeah, they better not book in like a bunch of run-ins. They really shouldn't do that for this match.
if they can just play this straight, I think they can pull off a good match here.
Yeah,
We may be asking too much of Tristea
AAA.
though. So
Yeah, AAA. If we're asking too much of AAA and Conan.
we have Las Toxicas, Lady Flamer, La Hiedra, Lady Maravilla against Team TNA, Havoc, Rosemary, and Tasha Steeles. Not super familiar with Team TNA.
Yeah,
No opinion on this
me,
match. Could be good. I don't know.
yeah. Me either. I don't have too much of a strong opinion on this.
We do have kind of an interesting match on 3. Another Team AAA. It is Commander, Laredo Kid, and Octagon Jr. against Sema, Kyle Fletcher, and Nick Wayne.
Mm.
Could be good.
Could be good if we don't get like 5 run-ins.
And this is actually for the Copa Bardal, so whoever wins,
Yeah,
they're not doing a battle royal on this one. They don't have to. Thank God, finally.
give the win to. You said Laredo Kid in this match, right?
Yeah.
Give it to Laredo Kid.
Yeah, give it to Team AAA. I think Team AAA is a good team right there, actually.
Yeah, that's a good team.
Hoopers. See, this match could be like we were talking about earlier. That could be like the good match of the night. Could be if it's booked like a good match.
Yeah,
Like you just have to make it clean. But the thing is, now I'm worried because it's like AEW guys don't lose when they go places, you know?
yeah. Not only that, but it's like it's if they're representing the Crash, it's just like they're not even like at this point on the show. They're not being. They're probably going to be presented as AEW stars, but let's be honest. On as like outside point of view, they're being represented. As like the way that they're listed, they're being presented as Team the Crash.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting matchup. Fourth, La Secta Cibernética, Cibernetico, Dark Cuervo, and Dark Oz versus La Secta del Mesías, Mesías, Dark Escoria, and Dark Espíritu. Okay, I mean that's like the retro. That's like the most. I feel like that's the most retro
Yeah,
of everything on that match. It's flashing back to like the middle late 2000s.
yeah,
And then our last match of the night, our Vampiro match, Alberto el Patron, Vampiro, and Dave the Clown and Murder Clown against Parker Boudreaux, QT Marshall,
No.
Sam Adonis, and Satnam Singh. All right, man. No
Huh.
comments on that one.
No comments. Just okay.
They can keep that one.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a match.
on paper, the card looks better than Monterrey. I won't be convinced until I see it. You know,
Yeah.
will they go for 3 straight bad triples or Triplemanias in a row? I don't know.
Maybe.
Could be. Could be.
I don't have high hopes for this one. I really don't.
Yeah. They don't even feel like Triplemanias anymore.
They feel like just random like TV taping shows, and Triplemania Ciudad de Mexico is like the only serious one. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I think somebody said that. Somebody said almost
Yeah,
like that same
I
thing.
think yeah. Cubs fan, I think Cubs fan said something along those lines. Like these shows don't even feel like big shows. They're just shows that like are filled out with like these supposed storylines, but they have no build, no nothing. They aren't special, and they don't. And people don't act like they're like big Triple Mania matches. They're just shows in big venues.
Yeah. Tough. We can move on.
Yeah,
So I very briefly wanted to touch on some stuff happening outside of Mexico.
yeah.
Um, very quickly, Noah Wagner Jr., Hijo de Wagner Jr., has been dethroned as our GHC heavyweight
GHC
champion.
World Heavyweight Champion. He lost it to
Um,
Kaito Kiyomiya.
fine. He
Yeah,
lost
I
it
thought
with dignity, with honor, and it was a
it was a
good
very
win for
good
him.
match.
Yeah. I'm happy. No bad feelings for me about this one. All good feelings. Wagner, Hijo de Wagner Jr. still looks like $1,000,000. It's
Yep.
very obvious that he's still very, like, very enjoyed, very beloved. Um, yeah,
Mhm.
nothing bad to say about that.
Yeah.
Happy with it. Happy that he got the title. Happy that he got at least one defense.
hmm
Um, and if he has to lose to anybody, I mean, I
Kaito
don't see.
Kiyomiya is,
Yeah,
not a bad choice. Yeah.
not a bad choice at all. Lose to a top
Yeah.
guy. Hey,
Yeah, that's a top guy right there. So,
exactly. And it's
not
just
just bringing
straight
it on.
too. Just straight up. No BS. No.
Yeah.
He just took the loss. Good stuff. Company guy. Love it. Daga, still champ.
That guy is still a champ.
I think he's on 6 defenses. Um,
Uh, I think he's on 6 defense. I think his next defense is up against Starboy Charlie up on the 16th. I think it might. Is it? Yeah, I think it's on the 16th of this month or next month.
hopefully we see 7 defenses then. Hopefully he beats Starboy
Yeah,
Charlie. Happy for Daga.
yeah, yeah.
Um, let me see. Very briefly, I want to talk about Wrestlemania.
Mm,
Just one match in particular. This is a lucha podcast, and we would be doing a disservice not talking about luchadores everywhere. Um, LWO against Legado del Fantasma. It was it was Andrade and Rey Mysterio against Dominic and Santos Escobar, I think. Um, the match itself was good. This was the only match that I watched on night one. I turned it on specifically because somebody said, "Oh, the luchadors are on next," so I turned it on, and the match was going just fine. And then the finish came, and it just disgusted me so much that I turned it off because unfortunately for our luchadores, they drew the celebrity finish card. The Philadelphia Eagles ran in to help Rey Mysterio and Andrade defeat Legado del Fantasma and Dominic. And to me, I guess that's just what the WWE thinks about luchadores, right?
yeah.
I guess that's just what they think about him. I can't even be mad because I mean, it's just
It's
standard.
it's WWE.
It's, yeah, it's how they've been treated. Look, and the thing is too, I'm going to say this, maybe controversial, maybe not. If you're listening, you have thoughts or comments on this, let me know. Um, New regime, same as the old.
Yeah.
Well, if only for the luchadores, they can go out, they can wow, and they can do what they want, but they're not going to be presented as anything important, and they are going to be the guys who get over the celebrities. Like, come on in, Philadelphia Eagles. What was the guy's name? Jason Kelsey, I think. Yeah, cousin of
I
Travis
don't know. I didn't
Kelsey.
watch.
I was just like, this is such a load of shit, dude. Like, turned me off to the entire show. I didn't watch anymore after that. I watched the main event of Cody Rhodes and Roman, and even then, I was not enjoying it because I was just like, I hate this, man. I was just like, all right. That's all I'm gonna say about that. If you agree, if you disagree, ultimately it doesn't matter. I don't think I'm gonna be keeping up. Uh, it just sucks because it's like, okay, you could just blow this whole thing off at Mania and move on to another feud for both teams. Maybe revisit it down the line some years, but no, just keep burning people out on the same matchup every week.
Yep.
It's whatever.
WWE. Yes.
Yeah. AEW, Lucha Libre news. Rey Fenix came back and he put on a really, really, really good match against the Beast Mortos, who is Taurus. He's the old Black Taurus. And yeah, no, that was awesome. No, nothing bad to say about that, honestly. I mean, there wasn't like a storyline to it. For this match, there didn't need to be. If I'm being completely honest, they didn't need to have a story behind this one. It was really good. Yeah, just coming in and seeing two guys match up against each other and them doing a phenomenal job. I do think that maybe Phoenix and Penta are actually about to get a program with Bullet Club Gold, Jay White, because I haven't been watching AEW, but I have caught some clips here and there. I won't watch the whole show. I'll watch until I get bored, and then I'll change or I'll go do something else. But I think they've been teasing Pac getting, I guess, picked on or bullied by Jay White and the Bang Bang Gang, and I think they're about to bring in the Lucha Brothers with Pac and do Death Triangle.
Hopefully.
And I will say this: I don't expect them to win the trios titles against the Bang Bang Gang. If they just make it like kind of like a good program, extended program, I'll be happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, MLW Azteca Lucha happened last night. We're jumping over to MLW. MLW, we talked about this earlier. They've probably taken advantage the most of their CMLL relationship.
Yes.
Court Bauer, you're a good man for doing that.
Yes.
I don't know anything else about Court Bauer. Let me retract that. I don't know if Court Bauer's a good man. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. We thank you for booking the CML show
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah. We thank you.
That's a good thing you're doing. Is the CMLL stuff. I watched the show on Triller TV, Fight TV. It was good. It was good. It wasn't better than just like a Friday show or anything, but to see CMLL guys getting cheered like crazy in Chicago, awesome stuff. Magnus had his Chicago themed gear on.
Yeah.
Villano Tercero Jr. did some awesome stuff in his match against Atlantis and Jesus Rodriguez, I think is his last name. I don't remember what that guy's name was. I'm so sorry. I'm not familiar with him. He was like the odd guy out that wasn't CMLL. I think he was an MLW guy. It's the guy who used
the guy in the open.
Yeah.
The guy, Jose. I think it's Jose Rodriguez. I might be wrong on that though.
Jose or Jesus, one of the other ones.
Well, one of those two.
It could be racist if we weren't Mexicans, but I guess we're fine.
Here, just for clarification, since we don't want to make it we don't want to make it look bad. His name is in fact Jesus Rodriguez. Yeah,
All
Jesus
right, all right.
Rodriguez.
Jesus Rodriguez. He did pretty well. Atlantis finished the match putting Villano Tercero Jr. in La Atlantida. And Villano Tercero got some good stuff in. He did his moonsault. He did that. He went for that corner where like he like does a headstand on the turnbuckle and then rebounds off the ropes into
Yeah,
the
that move was
moonsault.
awesome.
He went for that. Atlantis moved out of the way. And then I think he got put in La Atlantida after that. Uh, Felino looked good. Virus looked good. Guerrero Maya Jr. looked good. And then what else was on that match card? Místico and Bárbaro Cavernario was good. Crowd was still pretty loud towards the end. So overall, good stuff. I'm kind of contemplating now going to their next Chicago show in November. Tickets are like 10,
Yeah,
$15.
10 or $15. I think it was announced.
It might be worth it. I think I might check that out. They're doing a show in Atlanta, but it's not like a lucha show. It's just like a regular MLW show
Featuring Mystical.
featuring Místico and Okumura.
Mhm.
I'm not sure I'll go to that one. I thought about it, but now I'm just like, if I just go to the Chicago one, I could see more of the guys that I want to see. It'd just be a better experience, I guess.
Yeah,
But yeah, good stuff.
good
Happy,
stuff from them.
happy with that show. And
Oh,
then
I forgot that we completely glossed over this, but for the New Japan, I think it was Windy City Riot show. The match that Stephanie Bucket had against Azumi, all from Stardom.
I heard good things. I heard really good things from
Dude,
that one.
that match was really good. Like, it was seriously a great match that people should be checking out.
That actually segues perfectly into one of the last things here that I had on our list to talk about today, which was Fantastica Mania.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, we have a lots of Fantastica Manias, lots and lots of Fantastica Manias.
Oh yeah, 3 Fantastica Manias coming up. Like that's crazy. That's awesome.
Yep.
But I mean, it is still pretty crazy, right? Like CMLL. We were talking about this earlier too. CMLL is like putting on quite a few shows internationally. Um,
It's crazy how much how AAA was the one that they were saying like, oh yeah,
yeah,
we're gonna expand internationally and stuff like that. And it's CML that has partnerships with New Japan, AEW, MLW, Rev Pro. It's funny.
Pro Wrestling Evolution or Revolution too as well. Whichever one they're working
Oh
Fantastica Mania US with. That's crazy, dude.
yeah,
Like Triple I really what has been like, God, those words, they're getting killed, man. Like
yeah.
they're having to eat the words that they so confidently said, talking about CMLL is no longer our competition. Oh yeah, they're not, dude. CMLL is blowing you guys out of the water.
Yeah, they really are. And so since we're talking about Fantastica Mania, just yesterday, during the New Japan Strong show, they announced that Fantastica Mania USA is happening in San Jose. Thoughts?
I wanted to go really bad when I saw it, and I searched plane tickets, and the first results that I got, I saw it was like $200 to $300. But then I
Mhm.
saw that the dates were not the dates when it was, and when I switched over to those dates in July, it was like
Mhm.
$500. So I was like, well,
Insane.
I'll just go to the Chicago show. I'd like to go. I'm sure it's gonna be awesome, but it's a hefty plane ticket. It's exciting. I'll watch it. I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I'll watch it too. So Fantastica Mania USA was announced. Then we also have Fantastica Mania Mexico, which is happening on June 21st in Mexico City, Arena Mexico as usual, just like last year. And so far, the people that are announced for that show are Zack Sabre Jr., Rocky Romero, Taiji Ishimori, Hiromu Takahashi, and Bad Dude Tito and Che. Those are the people that were announced for the show.
Good stuff. Um,
Yeah.
I think last year's the guys they brought last year were maybe a little more,
Bigger names.
yeah, because they brought Desperado last year. They brought uh, Los Ingobernables de Japón.
They brought Naito, Bushi.
And they brought
They
God, what's
brought
that guy's
Doki
name?
over.
Yeah, yeah, Doki.
Doki. They brought him over. They brought Tiger Mask over last year.
Oh yeah, they did bring Tiger Mask last year.
Yeah, I think the funniest part of this is that like Hiroshi Tanahashi specifically was like asking, I think during like one of the post match interviews of this year's Fantastica Mania in in Japan, like the normal one, that he was like he wanted to go over back to Arena Mexico, and then he wasn't even announced for this at
Oh
all.
man. He was like, "Hey, y'all gonna slide me an invite?" And Salvador said, "I don't think so, bud.
Now, not this year.
We're good. We're good, man."
Yeah, we're
Um,
good.
it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm sure it'll be good. The I was a little more excited last year, and last year was a really good show. Um, they debuted Máscara Dorada last year. Actually,
Yeah, they did
that was awesome. Look where he is now.
winning
God,
the Campeonato Universal.
I might, God, I might do like a little video just talking about his year, cause like
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
he had an awesome year.
He really has had a really good year this year. Like just great year overall. And the most recent one that's going to happen, Fantastica Mania UK in collaboration with Rev Pro. There's going to be two shows in one day. There's going to be one show at noon and then one show at 6 p.m. And the cards for those shows. So the first show has Místico, RKJ, and JJ Gale versus Templario, Gabe Kidd, and Magnus. It has Barbaro Cavernario versus Robbie X, Hechicero versus Connor Mills, Stephanie Vaquer versus Kanji, Atlantis Jr. and Dulce Gardenia versus Okumura and Michael's Gym, Neon, Futuro, and Máscara Dorada versus Luke Jacob and the Grizzled Young Veterans. And then it has Sozaya and Michael Oku versus Ultimo Guerrero and Ángel de Oro. And then for the second show that's going to happen, they have Sosaya versus Ángel de Oro, Stephanie Vaquer versus Rio, Grizzly Young Veterans versus Atlantis and Atlantis Jr. for the Undisputed British Tag Team Championships. They have Jordan Breaks versus Neon for the Undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship. They have Místico versus Templario. Then they have Robbie X, Dulce Gardenia, and Futuro versus Hechicero, Bárbaro Cavernario, and Okumura. Then they have a strange triple threat of Máscara Dorada versus Gabe Kidd versus Magnus. And the big match for the undisputed British Heavyweight Championship, they have Ultimo Guerrero versus Michael Oku.
He's a good card. Two good cards, honestly.
Two solid shows, honestly.
I'm bringing. I mean, the thing too about CMLLs doing all these partnerships, they're bringing really good guys. You know,
Yeah,
and they're bringing really good guys, even with all those guys whose visas were like canceled. You know,
yeah,
like they have depth, so they're still bringing like maybe lesser known guys, but still high level guys who will impress and who will work very well. You know,
yeah.
so I don't know. I'm really happy for them. Really happy for all these Fantastica Manias coming up. I know for sure I'll be watching Fantastica Mania MX
Mhm.
wherever they may stream the US one.
Uh,
Maybe
I
New Japan
think
World, maybe.
yeah, maybe New Japan World. Or yeah, Triller TV, New Japan World, one of those two probably.
And then RevPro has their own streaming.
Yeah, Repro has their own streaming service, which I'll probably have to buy soon so I can watch the shows.
And I'll have to watch that. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah, and
We're I was gonna say we're coming up here near the end.
yeah.
We
There is some good matches, that have happened so far in CML's month of May. We're not even half. I don't even think we're half through with May. But
no, we're not.
we've had some very good matches like Hechicero versus Sandokan Jr. in a match at Lampago.
We also had. This is gonna feel weird to say for me.
Mhm.
A very good Flip Gordon match.
Oh my! Oh yeah, yep.
Flip Gordon and
Yeah, I get
Templario, bro. Like this past Friday, this past Friday's whole show was really, really good. But that match, I was like, wait a minute. Like these guys are cooking. Like Flip Gordon might be
it.
turning the corner for real. Like we've been critical of him in episodes.
Yeah.
We've been pretty critical of him, but I will give credit where credit is due. You know, he has
Mhm.
been putting in the work, and I mean, this isn't his first like good match. I don't want to say like this is the
No,
only good match he's had in CMLL because I think he's had some pretty solid matches here recently. But
he's
this one with Templario, like,
dude. I was not expecting him to have that good of a match, but he also had some very good matches against Ángel de Oro and Niebla Roja.
yeah, I don't know if he's like been working with them because like they're teamed up. They get teamed up a lot together, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe he works with them, like he trains with them or something. But like whatever he's been doing, whatever he's changed, or like whatever he's been learning, has
Mhm.
helped him a lot. I think.
Yeah.
And again, this is coming from somebody who was very critical. Like we were really critical of him when he came in. Like we were just like, ugh, you know, he's not really showing us a lot. Like there's guys all around him who are better. Flip, if
Mhm.
you're listening to this, brother, I think you did a really really good job last Friday, and you know, keep it up, man. I don't know. I don't know much about Flip Gordon, so
Yeah.
um, I do. I've seen the meme about the flat Earth stuff,
Yeah.
but
We have the running joke about what's the running joke in the server about we do not support our troops, and there's like a
oh,
photo of Flip Gordon on there.
it's Flip Gordon. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, we just he just didn't capture me for a long time, but now he's putting in the work, and I have to commend him. You know, if
Yeah.
I'm just if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
good stuff though. Copa Junior is coming
Yes.
up.
Oh yeah, Copa Junior's coming up. Let me name the participants for that. While we're on
Yeah.
that topic, the first eliminatoria of the Copa Junior is going to have it has Soberano, Volador Junior, Villano Tercero Junior, Star Junior, Niebla Roja, Averno, Brillante Junior, and Hijo de Octagon.
I feel like Dagon took.
Sandokan Junior spot, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Maybe Sandokan's busy that Friday, or okay, here's the crazy theory that I'm thinking, right? Hear me out on this. I know it sounds like super crazy, but what if they replace Sandokan from the first eliminatoria and they put him in the second one, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have Star Junior win the first eliminatoria and Sandokan wins the second one.
And they rematch. That'd be pretty good. That was a good
Rematch,
match.
rematch, and then, maybe they build up to an aniversario feud. Maybe.
I like that. Nah, I like that. I hope we see him in the tournament. I do hope he gets booked in the second one.
Yeah. So yeah.
Sandokan's he's like one of those guys that we just keep raving about, and he deserves it. He's an awesome dude.
Yeah, um the this past Friday show, we had a match that set up a national heavyweight championship title shot, which was Akuma, Sandokan, and Soberano versus Star Black, um, Valiente, and who else was in that match? Star
Uh,
Black, Valiente, and I think, if I'm not misremembering, it was, I think, yeah, oh, I think I already said Neon, yeah, Neon.
yeah. Good stuff.
But yeah, that was a pretty cool match.
You think we'll see the
And
belt change hands next week?
honestly, with the way that CML is pushing Akuma, I think so. I think so.
It'd be nice, dude. See some gold again on Akuma's waist.
Ooh, yeah, I agree.
Then that national belt. I like the look of the national belts. I think they're simple, but I think they look really good.
They do look really good. Then they also what? Oh yeah, they announced that is it this upcoming Friday? No, they announced that on the I believe the 21st. Yeah, the 21st of May. Uh, no, at 24th of May, Cozy Max Satoshi Kojima and Okumura are going to be appearing on the CMLL Friday show.
Dude, with the MLW Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, the
They won
MLW
them last
Tag
night.
Team.
Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Future's bright. I think we are actually nearing like the very end of this episode because I'm going to have to cut it off soon just based on time.
Yeah.
We're at an hour 46 minutes.
Mhm.
I wish we could keep talking though because there's still a lot to say, but
Yeah,
we'll have to.
there's a lot to say. There's still a lot to say, but we'll probably be back next week.
With Soups. We'll bring Soups. We'll
Yeah,
force him to
yeah,
come in.
back with Tubes. And before we end off or start wrapping this episode up, I would like for all of you to go check out Ángel Elegante's YouTube channel. Go check out Mr. Thunder and Shunga Shunga Jr. versus Ángel Azteca Jr. and Sonic. Please go check that match out. Really good.
I'm gonna have to watch that after this recording is done.
Yes.
I don't have
Yes.
anything. I don't have anything super to promote here. Just keep up, Just keep watching and watch things you like. Floke has given a good suggestion.
Yes.
Never really steered me wrong with suggestions, so put trust into that recommendation.
Yes. 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 You should.
Anyways, I think that is the end of today's episode. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or just want to say something, drop it in our email inbox, theclublucha@gmail.com. That is theclublucha@gmail.com. I guess that's it for me. I'll see you guys later. Floke, anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
Nope.
All good then. All right. We'll see you next week. Thank you again so much for listening. I know this episode is a little bit long, but we missed a lot. We had a lot to say, and we're back. We're glad to be back, and we'll definitely be back next week with more. So again, thank you so much, and we'll catch you later.
Peace.